It's almost the end of the year, 2025, and time to do a BookTube tradition. Hello, welcome to my channel, another Bibliophile Reads. My name is Greg, and I am going to do the traditional tag for the end of the year, and that is the end of the year book tag. It was originally created, I believe, by Ariel Bassat, and there are 6 questions. Question number 1. Are there any books you started this year and you need to finish? Yes, there are 2. The first is The Cider House Rules by John Irving. I am reading this with the group, The World According to John Irving. I am about 50% of the way through this book, and I'm really enjoying it. It is technically a reread for me. I listened to the audiobook back in the 90s, but this is the first time that I've been reading the text of the book. John Irving is a magnificent novelist. His roots, his feet are firmly in the 19th century, I believe, but he is still an essentially contemporary author, even if this novel was published in 1985. It has some dark themes to it, and I really like it. The other book I'm supposed to finish by the end of 2025 is Alchemised by SenLinYu. This is a 1,000-page fantasy novel. It gets some people rather upset with its content. I am at page 308, and I'm actually considering DNFing this book. I am not normally a fantasy reader, but I was intrigued by how much some booktubers hated this book. I have gotten to the sections that I believe that trigger other readers. I was not especially harshly triggered, but I understand why some people will find the context of this book upsetting. There is some contact of some, let's just say, non-consensual sexual content, which I believe upsets a lot of readers. But honestly, this book is just kind of dull. It has a magic system which should be fascinating. It involves animating the dead. I should love that. I'm not loving it. I'm not really disliking it too much either. But do I want to invest another 700 pages in just an average book? I think I'll give it another 100 pages to the end of this week and make a decision if I want to DNF or not to DNF. Question number 2. Do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? Like some other people who have done this video, I'm not 100% sure what the question is. Maybe I'm just not the right type of reader. I'm presuming some readers have seasonal books that fit the season that they're currently living in, and they like to read seasonal books in that particular season. And I can't think of any book that is particularly autumnal, that celebrates the fall. Maybe some cozy horror books, as one of the booktuber put it. That's really not how I read, so my question is, no, I do not have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year. Question number 3. Is there a new release you're still waiting for? Well, not one that will be published in 2025, but in 2026, there are 4 books that I'm eagerly waiting for. The first, A Table for Fortune by William T. Vollmann. It will be published on March 3rd. It will be 3,400 pages long and published in 4 volumes. In A Table for Fortune, William T. Vollmann depicts from the balcony level of history the last half-century of American politics, war, and life. Parts 1 and 2 gather from the half-forgotten annuals of the near past, Stasi documents, Iraqi newspaper articles, presidential radio addresses, to form a vivid and mesmeric epic centered on Elliot Stevens, a CI analyst whose glee at winning the Cold War is matched only by the dread that culminates in the nightmares of September 11th and the resulting war on terror. The hero of parts 3 and 4 is Matthew Stevens, Elliot's son, whose efforts to divine the fate of his life and escape his parents result in homelessness, addiction, and perhaps even happiness. William T. Vollmann is perhaps my favorite living American author, and I am eager to find out what this massive book will be like. At 3,400 pages long, I'm guessing it's going to take a bit of time to finish. The second book I am waiting for is Children of Strife by Adrian Tchaikovsky. It will be published on March 17th. It'll be 512 pages long. It is the fourth book in the Children of Time series. The Children of Time series, the first book, The Children of Time, is, in my estimation, one of the best science fiction novels published in the 21st century. It features an Ark ship of humans after the Earth has collapsed. This Ark ship encounters genetically modified intelligent spiders. The second book in the series, Children of Memory, features the humans and the spiders encountering intelligent, genetically modified octopuses. In the third book, which I have not read yet, called Children of Ruin, the spiders and the humans will encounter some other race. I'm not sure what that is yet, but the description of the fourth book kind of gives a clue, because it describes that the humans, the spiders, and a mantis shrimp captain are going out to encounter more terraformed worlds, and encounter one, and a new Ark ship. Sounds fascinating. The third book I'm waiting for is The Keeper by Tana French. It will be published on March 31st. It'll be 496 pages long. It is also the third book in the Cal Hooper series. On a cold night in a remote Irish village, a girl goes missing. Sweet, loving Rachel was about to be engaged to the son of the local big shot. Instead, she's dead in the river. In a close-knit small town, a death like this isn't simple. Retired Chicago detective Cal Hooper has friends here now, and he owes them loyalty. But his fiancée, Lena, wants nothing to do with the town's tangles. As the feud becomes more vicious, their settled peace starts to crack apart. And when they uncover a scheme that casts a new light onto Rachel's death and threatens the whole village, they find themselves in the firing line. Tana French always does a great job with the setting and with her characters and with her prose. She is a very deliberate mystery author who is very literary in her style. I'm really eager to pick up this third book in the Cal Hooper series. The fourth book I'm waiting on, Cathedrals by Claudia Piñeiro, translated from the Spanish. It will be published on May 26th and will be 320 pages long. Leah fled her home after a brutal crime decades ago, but family and the truth will never let you go. 30 years ago, in an empty lot of a quiet neighborhood, a teenage girl's body was found quartered and burned. The investigation ended with no arrest, and her family, middle class, educated, Catholic, quietly disintegrated. 3 decades later, the hidden truth comes to light, thanks to the father's ongoing love for the victim. Piñeiro is often described as a crime novelist, and most of her novels do feature a crime and an investigation, but she is so much more than just a crime novelist. She is an investigator into life and what it means to be alive and what it means to have crime happen to you. Number 4, what are 3 books you want to read before the end of the year? Book number 1, Love in the Ruins, The Adventures of a Bad Catholic at a Time Near the End of the World by Walker Percy, originally published in 1971. It is 416 pages long. I first read this book when I was in my mid-20s. In the 80s, I don't know if I was old enough to truly understand what Walker Percy was talking about. This time, I'll be buddy reading it with Michele. Walker Percy has been described as a Catholic existentialist, two terms that don't normally go well together. If I remember correctly, Love in the Ruins is part dystopian, part post-apocalyptic novel. It is about Dr. Tom Moore. He has created a stethoscope of the human spirit. With it, he embarks on an unforgettable odyssey to cure mankind's spiritual flu. This novel confronts both the value of life and its susceptibility to chance and ruin. I'm eager to reread it. The second book I want to get to, Midnight on the Potomac, The Last Year of the Civil War, the Lincoln Assassination, and the Rebirth of America by Scott Ellsworth, published in 2025, 336 pages long. Historians have long ignored that during the last 10 months of the Civil War, the Confederacy launched a desperate, audacious war of terror against the North. In the North, rebels attempted to derail trains, set buildings on fire, spread smallpox, and undermine public support for the Union Army. Instead, history books and schools teach that John Wilkes Booth acted alone, was admired by neither side, and was a second-rate actor. But this could not have been further from the truth. Booth was charming, a world-famous performer, and, most importantly, an ardent supporter of the Confederacy. I have to admit that I'm fascinated with Civil War history because I live in Virginia, in Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is very close to the Battle of Fredericksburg, and so many other famous sites of the Civil War. I should really focus more of my attention on Civil War history. This will probably be a buddy read with Ellen at Big Hard Books and Classics. The third book I want to read before the end of 2025 is Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke, published in 1953. It is 256 pages long. This is one of the most famous science fiction novels of all time. It will be a reread for me. It is, in essence, about humans encountering aliens for the first time. And these aliens, called the Overlords, want to be humanity's teachers. It is truly a great science fiction novel. I want this to be a buddy read with Bad is Rad. Bad is Rad has not read a lot of science fiction novels, so I want to teach her about this great science fiction novel. Question number 5. Is there a book you think could shock you and become your favorite book of the year? For nonfiction, I think Midnight on the Potomac has potential to become my favorite nonfiction book of the year. It does have that potential. Children of Strife by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I don't think that will be my favorite fiction book of the year, but maybe it could take over. But that's a long shot. As for some of the other books that I'm reading, who knows? Sometimes a favorite just sneaks up on you. I'll just have to wait and see. Question number 6. Have you already started making reading plans for next year? Yes, I have. I have mentioned 4 books that I'm waiting for to be published in 2026. In January and February, I will be rereading Gravity's Rainbow by Thomas Pynchon. Also in January, I will be starting my John Williams project, where I'll be rereading the 4 novels of John Williams. Augustus, Butcher's Crossing, Stoner, Nothing But the Night. I will be participating in Homes is Where the Heart Is. That is the reading project in February to read Sherlock Holmes stories and novels. I will also be participating in Horror Mayhem, June on the Range, Rocket Summer, Garbogist. So I have lots of plans for 2026. I will not be tagging anyone specifically for the end of the year book tag. If you've seen this video or seen this video done by other booktubers and you want to do it, just go ahead and do it. Go for it. Thank you for watching and keep on reading.